Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kara Gordon. I am partnering up with Poppin here and NAMI to help you start your day this morning. It's an honor to serve you guys, and let's get started. So find a comfortable seat. You'll notice that I have some equipment nearby. If you don't have yoga blocks, you can use a book or a couple books. You can even use couch cushions. I also have a blanket available and my yoga bolster, which again, a couch cushion will do just fine. If you are inside, maybe you're by a couch or you have a wall space, that will be helpful for today's practice. And if you're outside, maybe a tree or a wall nearby would also be helpful. So again, find a comfortable seat. I'm sitting on one of my blocks. You can just elevate your seat on a cushion just so that your knees can come down below your hips. And then root through your sit bones, those two bony points. I like to remove the flesh away from my sitting bones just so I can really feel a sense of grounding this morning. Bring your hands to your thighs. And notice if you're leaning forward or leaning back. Maybe move from side to side, front and back. See if you can find the middle of your sitting bones. It's not much, it's just a couple of centimeters. It's really quite little. And then lift up your chest, lift up the crown of your head. Draw your ribs away from your hips. Just sitting with a tall spine. Notice what your body is feeling like this morning. Notice where, just in this position, you're feeling a little tight, maybe where there's a little less space. Notice if you are feeling grounded, or maybe you're feeling a little untethered. No judgment here, just noticing. I invite you to close your eyes and set an intention for today. Setting an intention for today's practice that maybe it's stillness of the mind, or maybe it's connection with your friends and family. Whatever it is, try to distill it into a short phrase or a word. And then I invite you to bring your palms to prayer at heart center, Anjali Mudra. And repeat that phrase 3 times. When you're finished, begin to crack open your eyes, slowly letting light in. And then circle the arms up and over alongside your ears. And then gaze up at your hands and start picking the apples. So grabbing one hand and then the other. Starting to lengthen the side waist. Especially first thing in the morning, we usually curl up in our sleep and shorten our side bodies. So this is just a good chance to get those nice morning stretches. Then dropping your right hand alongside your body, reach your left arm up and over alongside your ear. Inhale. And exhale, breathing into the left side body in through the nose and out. Breathing in and breathing out. Pushing off your right palm, come back to center. And then the left palm drops, right arm comes up and over alongside the ear. Again, lengthening through those right fingertips. And exhale, can you stretch your right side body a little bit more? Inhale through the nose. And exhale. In through the nose. And exhale. Push off your left hand, come back up to center. Then bring your palms back to the center of your chest in a prayer position. Interlace your hands and start making circles with your wrist. Just warming up the wrists. And then go the other way. And then flip your palms, press your palms away from you. Round your spine, coming to this cat spine. And on your next inhale, bring your palms up towards the ceiling. Again, in this long side body stretch. And then exhale, release the bind. Twist over to the right, bring your left palm outside of your right knee, and right hand comes behind you. Inhale, lifting through the crown of the head. And then exhale, bend your elbows as much as you can, and twist a little bit more to the right. Inhale, lengthens the spine. Exhale, can you twist a little deeper? Inhale. Exhale. Keeping your left hand where it is, reach your right hand up and over. Again, we're in this side body stretch. And then exhale, cross the right arm over the left. Round the spine. You should feel this nice stretch in between your shoulder blades. Give yourself a hug. Inhale, brings you back up. Arch your spine just a little bit. And then exhale, release the hug. Hands come back to the thighs. If you had one shin and crossed in front of the other, just make a little switch so the other leg is on top. Inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, palms press, center of the chest. Inhale, take the opposite interlacing, so the other thumb is on top. It's your non-habitual grip. And then exhale, flip the palms. Press the palms away from you around the spine. Inhale, lift the palms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release the bind, twist up and over to your left. Right hand comes outside of your left knee. Inhale, lengthen the crown of the head. Exhale, bend your elbows a little or a lot to twist a little bit more to the left. Inhale. Exhale to twist. Inhale, lengthen, crown of head reaches up. Exhale, twist. Keeping that right hand where it is, inhale, left arm comes up and over alongside the ear. Exhale, left arm crosses over right, round your spine, feel it between your shoulder blades. Give yourself a hug. Inhale, brings you up, arch the spine, gaze up. And exhale, release. Come back to center. If you are on a prop, remove it. I would bring, if you have blocks, up to the top of your mat. I always like to use props to give myself a little extra space. And then roll over your shins. And we're gonna meet on all fours. Bringing your hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly under hips. And then tap, tap, tap your feet, just waking up the feet after sitting on them. And if you have sensitive knees, this is a really great time to give yourself a little extra padding with your blanket. And then inhale, Drop the belly, arch the spine, look up, cow pose. Exhale, round the belly, absorb the belly button into the spine, release the head, cat. Inhale, arch the spine, drop the belly, gaze up. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin in, gaze in. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze up, cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, draw the belly in, cat. Inhale, back to a neutral spine. Bring your feet together, your knees come wide, coming into a child's pose. Let your head hang heavy. I like to rock my head from side to side, massaging my forehead. Curl your fingertips out wide so it's a more active child's pose. You can even come up onto your fingertips, palms lift, elbows stay lifted. Maybe even spin the eye of the elbow up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale. Spider, crawl your fingers up and over to the right, getting into that left side body. Breathing into the left intercostals, those breathing muscles. Again, we're just trying to find length in our waists, giving us a little extra room to breathe. Come back to center. Then crawl your hands up and over to the left. Send your hips back towards the right. Getting that nice side body stretch on your right side. Coming back to center. Ground your palms. Make sure your entire palm is on the mat. Grounding through all finger pads. Tuck your toes. We're coming into our first downward facing dog. So feet are about hips width apart. Hips are lifted. Your hands are still grounded. And it's okay if you need to bend your knees here. I like to bend my knees so I can lengthen my spine a little bit more. The point of down dog is really to get your hips as high as possible. So lift your heels a little bit more. And imagine if you were hanging by a chandelier by your hips. That's how you want to feel. So the feet and the hands are heavy. The hips are high and light. Inhale, ripple forward to a plank pose. Exhale, bend and hover the knees. Send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward to plank pose. Exhale, bend the knees, send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, last time like this. Ripple forward. And then lower your knees, your chest, and your chin. Hips are still high up in the air. Untuck the toes. Inhale, glide forward. Baby cobra, chest lifts. And then slide your forearms so your elbows are underneath your shoulders for an early Sphinx pose. Some of you might walk the elbows out a little in front of the shoulders. If the shoulders are coming too close to the ear, you really want to push through your forearms to lift the neck off the shoulders. Inhale, look to the right, bend your right knee, see the right foot. Exhale, lower the foot. Look back to center. Inhale, look over your left shoulder, left knee bends. See the left foot. Exhale, leg lowers, come back to center. Inhale, looking over the right shoulder, right knee bends. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, look over left. Exhale, back to center. One more time on each side. Inhale, right knee bends, looking over the right shoulder, see right foot. Exhale, right foot lowers, look back to center. Inhale, left knee bends, look over the left shoulder, see the left foot. Straighten the left leg, come back to center. Make a pillow for your forehead. Bring the right hand on top of the left hand. And then bend your knees. Switch your feet from side to side. Just loosening up the hips. And then rolling onto your back. Grab your knees, and instead of bringing your knees into the chest straight away, let your feet dangle. And then rock from side to side. Give yourself a nice back massage. It should feel really nice on your lower back. Bring the right knee into the chest. Send your left leg out. Flex the left foot. And then just breathe in. Exhale, maybe you bring your right knee closer to your right armpit. Inhale, make sure that left leg stays grounded. You might even put your left hand on your left hip to encourage it to stay grounded while you bring your right knee closer to your armpit. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh. Best you can, just extend the right leg. Flex the right foot. And notice how my right leg is more straight than anything. It's not coming, I'm not trying to pull it closer to my chest. I'm just letting it hang. This still opens up the right hamstrings. And again, making sure my left hip is grounded. If your left hip has lifted, maybe you ground that a little bit more, and maybe even have a slight bend in your knee. That's okay. Breathing here. Breathing out. Bring your left foot to the mat. Bend that left knee. Keeping that right foot flexed. Bring your right ankle over your left knee. Switch your hands so they're behind your left thigh. Coming into this figure four stretch. This might feel really gnarly in your outer right hip. So just do the best you can. If you're hanging out here and this feels pretty comfortable, you can bring your left thigh a little closer and use your elbow to push your right knee away from your chest. Sending your breath into the outer right hip. And exhale, can you soften just a little bit more? Inhale. Exhale, soften, maybe just a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. Release the left thigh. Bring your right foot alongside your left. And then cup your knees again. This time you might make circles with your knees out and around. Again, massaging that lower back, that sacral area. I find especially if you're walking a lot or running, sometimes you can get SI pain or just a little bit of a flare up. And it can be nice just to massage the area. Bring your right foot down, making sure that right hip is grounded. Bring the left knee into your chest. Both feet stay flexed. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your left knee closer to your left armpit. I like to use my right hand to make sure that right hip stays grounded. Inhale. Exhale. Interlace your hands behind your left thigh. Maybe you use the non-habitual grip, maybe not. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Again, if you need to bend your knee, that's totally okay. The point isn't to bring the leg as close to your face as possible. It's to keep the right hip grounded while strengthening the left leg. Last breath here. And exhale. Bring your right foot to the ground. Keep that left foot flexed. And bring your left ankle over your right knee. Switch your hands to the other thigh, your right thigh. And notice if this hip feels different than the other side, keeping both feet flexed. Often one hip feels tighter than the other. I know I sleep on my right side, so my hips can be a little uneven, especially in the morning. Again, if this is enough for you, you can even bring your thigh away from you if this is too intense. And if this is feeling not too stretchy, then you can bring your right thigh closer to your chest. Maybe use your left elbow to push the left knee open. Inhale, sending your breath into that outer left hip. Exhale, can you soften a little bit more? Be a little bit more generous with your body. Inhale. Exhale, maybe release a little bit more tension. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your right foot to the mat, left foot comes to meet it. And then start taking some walks up and down the mat. Again, giving yourself a nice back massage. And then come up to sit, and then make your way back into your downward facing dog. Some of you might roll over your shins, take a flow. I'm just going to reset myself up. Nothing fancy, just the easiest way for me to get into downward facing dog this morning. Bring your feet together to touch. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale, the right leg lifts up and back, down dog split. Right knee to right elbow. And then step your right foot outside of your right hand. You're in a wide-legged low lunge. Inhale, tap the back knee down, chest lifts. Exhale, untuck the back toes. Shift your hips back over your knee. And coming into a half split. And this doesn't have to be super intense. You can come up to your fingertips if that's easier for you. And then inhale, come back to that low lunge. Chest lifts. Exhale, half split. One more like this. Inhale, crawl forward, low lunge. Exhale, half split. Walk your hands so they're underneath your shoulders. Bring your left hand and really ground it underneath your left shoulder. Your right foot is going to swing back. I'm a little bit off my mat, and that's okay. Your left shin is going to kickstand out so it's perpendicular to the mat. Right arm's going to lift. We're in a supported side plank. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, really ground through that left hand, making sure it's underneath your shoulder. And then check your back foot, make sure you're grounding through the outside edge of that right foot. And then maybe you look up. Last breath in. Exhale, circle the right arm alongside the ear. Plant the right palm. And then coming back into downward facing dog. I'm gonna walk forward so I have a little bit more room on the next side. No big deal. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Left foot steps outside of the left hand. Low lunge. Come up to fingertips if you need a little bit more room. And then inhale, drop the back knee, untuck the back toes, lift the chest and look up. Exhale, this half split, shift hips over the knee. Maybe you flex the left foot. Inhale, coming back to that low lunge, chest lifts. Exhale, half split. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, half split. Walk your hands back so they're underneath your shoulders. Swing your left leg around and ground the back heel. Really make sure you're grounding through that left edge of your back foot. Swing your right shin out to kickstand it to give you a little extra base. And then inhale, left arm comes up, supported side plank. Inhale and exhale. Check and make sure your right hand is really underneath your right shoulder. So I'm gonna come forward a little bit and then recheck your anchor, the back outer edge of your back foot. Then maybe you look up. Lift through your left fingertips out of your right shoulder and exhale. Last breath here and exhale. Left arm comes up alongside the ear. Swing the left palm down and then make your way back into downward facing dog. Bend the knees, lift the hips high, and start to walk your hands back towards your feet. We'll meet in a forward fold at the back of your mat. Feet are about hips width apart for a good measurement. 2 fists between the inner arches. So not your bunions, but like that really thin part of your foot. And you can let your head hang, you can bend your knees as much as you want here. The point here is to just get some length in the spine. I like to grab opposite elbows, sway a little bit side to side. If you have one crossing of your elbows, switch so you're even. And then let your hands drop. Crawl your fingertips in front of your face. Long spine, look forward. Bend the left knee, straighten the right leg as best as you can. Bring your left hand underneath your face. Inhale, right arm lifts up for a small twist. Breathing in and breathing out. Exhale, right hand comes down and switch, right knee bends, left leg straightens. Inhale, the left arm comes up. And then a couple more times each side. Left palm comes down, left knee bends, right leg straightens, right hand reaches up. And then right hand comes down, switch which knee is bent. Lift the left arm up. One more time each side. Left arm comes down, switch the bend of the knees. Right arm comes up. Right palm comes down underneath the face. Right knee bends, left leg straightens. Left arm lifts. Bring the left palm down next to the right. Bend both knees deeply. Bend them really generously here. Bring your hands to your hips. And using the strength of your legs, come up to stand. Inhale, reach the arms up. Alongside the ears, palms press, look up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, lift, lengthen the spine. And exhale, walk your hands out towards a plank. Exhale, lower all the way down, untuck the toes. Inhale, baby cobra, or maybe some of you will push up into upward facing dog, making sure your knees and thighs are lifted, really going into the strength of your legs to lift up. And then exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. And try to find some stillness in this down dog. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Again, sigh it out the mouth. Inhale through the nose.
This time seal your lips, but let that sighing quality come out of your nose. This oceanic breath is called Ujjayi, victorious breath. And so take a couple breaths on your own like that. Ujjayi is great to practice at any time throughout class, so I invite you to continue to breathe this way for the rest of the hour. Bend your knees, lift your heels, look forward, and walk your hands back towards your feet. Lengthen your spine, look forward. Bend your knees deeply, bring your hands to your hips, and come up to stand. Inhale, raise the arms, press palms, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your hands to the mat and fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, look forward. Exhale, walk your hands out, plank pose. Inhale, stay. And exhale, in one piece, lower all the way down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, your back bend, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, 5 breaths here, in through the nose. And exhale. Receive a full breath in. Exhale. Without looking at your hands, making sure your entire palm is grounding into the floor. Inhale, making sure your hips are nice and high. And then one more breath in and out. Bend your knees, lift your heels, look forward. Walk your hands back. Long spine. Exhale, fold, bend the knees deeply. Hands to hips. Inhale, come up to stand. Last time like this. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, walk your hands out to plank. Inhale, stay in plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, untuck the toes, your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths in. Exhale, 1. Full breath in. Exhale, 2. In through the nose, seal your palms. Exhale, 3. Lift your hips a little bit higher on the inhale. Exhale, 4. Last breath in. Exhale, 5. Bend your knees deeply, look forward, and walk your hands back to your feet. Look forward, bend your knees deeply, hands to hips. Inhale, come up to stand. Step your right foot forward, so we're coming into a wide straddle, and you're facing the long edge of your mat. See that your feet are parallel, maybe they're a little pigeon-toed, but see the outer edges are parallel to your mat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, long spine, hands come underneath your shoulders. And then exhale, walk your hands so they're in line with your feet, and then let your head hang heavy. Notice here where the weight is in your feet. Especially my flexible yogis, you might want to sit in your heels. I challenge you to come a little bit forward into the balls of your feet. You'll be surprised. You may even start shaking but you actually have the balance here. You're not going to fall forward. So see if you tip the weight a little bit more into the balls of your feet. And then this allows your hips to lift a little bit higher. Inhale, look forward, hands come back underneath the face. Pivot your right toes out, left toes come up. We're coming into Skandasana. And so make sure your left knee isn't overextending. You can bring your hands to prayer. Some of you might like to fly them out. And it doesn't matter how far you can down, just make sure that right heel is grounded. And then using your hands or not, I'm going to use them today. You can shift over, left toes are turned out, right toes come up. Skandasana on the left side. Take any variation that you did on the right side. Some of you might bind real quick. But we're going to keep these Skandasanas moving. So just really getting into the hips. Making sure your legs are warmed up for the walk today. And then keeping the toes turned out, bend the knees. And if your knees aren't coming over the toes, you might need to toe heel your feet a little closer together, and that's okay. Bring your hands to the outside of the thighs. We're coming into a supported goddess pose. So I like to push my knee out and twist to one side. Twisting to the other. Just moving my view here, really opening up those inner thighs. And then toe heel your feet even closer together. And then sitting your hips down for Malasana Yogi Squat. I know it's a lot of hip work, but beginning the day like this, trust me, you'll thank me later. Again, just rocking from side to side. And then now we're going to lower our hips. Bring our knees together, feet together. Soles of the feet come to touch. Butterfly, the knees open. Coming into butterfly pose or Baddha Konasana. So if you want a little bit more of an intense stretch, you can use your hands to shift your hips forward. Some of you might not like that. Again, that's totally okay. Just move your hips back. Just give yourself a little bit more room. I'm gonna come somewhere in between. Bring your hands around the outside edges of your feet. And using your thumbs, peel your foot open like you're reading a book. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Let the ribs away from the hips. Keeping your elbows tucked into your rib cage. Maybe you fold forward a little bit. Or maybe you fold forward a lot. And just notice, again, do a little quick body scan. Just see how your body's feeling. See how it's different than when we began class. Are the same spots that were tight still tight? Maybe you can send the breath there. Maybe you feel a little bit more open, a little bit more receptive. Remember the phrase that we repeated at the beginning of class, that phrase we repeated 3 times. Can you remind yourself of that? And are you there yet? And if you're not, that's okay. It takes time to manifest the things that we are trying to do. Sometimes it takes more than a yoga class, right? So when you're ready to inhale, come up. Let go of the feet. Bring your knees together. And then lengthen them out in front of you. Coming into Dandasana, staff pose. And I'm just going to turn so you can see me from the side. And then notice your lower back. Is it rounding? I have a tendency to sit on the back of my sit bones. So I'm going to grab one of my blankets and stick it under my seat just to give me a little lift. And I recommend that everyone do this, even if you're not rounding the lower back. Chances are you probably are. So come forward so your sit bones are on the edge of the front of the blanket. See how my back is a little bit straighter already? Lift the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Flex the feet. It can either be hips width distance for something more restorative, or feet can come together. I'm gonna go for a more restorative bend. Inhale to lift the chest up. And then exhale, walk your hands down your shins. And maybe you grab your feet, or maybe not. Just try to keep the low back nice and long. If you're having trouble keeping your back long, bend the knees a little bit. See how my lower back softened a bit? Just to take some of that pressure off. Inhale, lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, pull your elbows to the outside, maybe fold forward just a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, walk your hands back up your thighs, coming into an Skandasana. And then gather your right knee into your chest. Make sure there's about a fist distance between your left leg and your right foot. Doing some open twists here. Bring your left hand behind you, right hand lifts. Right elbow comes to the inner right knee, and then twist open to the left. Inhale to lengthen the crown of the head. Exhale to twist a little bit more open. Left foot stays flexed. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Extend the right leg. Bounce the knees out, shake it out. And then gather the left knee into your chest. Again, fist distance between your right leg and your left knee. Right hand comes behind you, left arm lifts. Exhale, left elbow to left, inner left knee, and then twist to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to center. And we're going to start setting up for some restorative postures to close class. Again, I highly recommend that you find a wall, a tree, or maybe even a couch to do a version of Let's at the Wall. So if you have a wall, bring your hips right alongside it, and then roll onto your back, bring your legs up against the wall, like so. And then maybe you cactus your arms. Let your feet drain. You can do this against a tree, pretty much any vertical surface. For those of you who are using a chair or maybe a couch, bring your thighs to the edge of the seat, and then you can let your calves drape over the couch. So if I had a chair here, it would look like this. So my shins would be resting and supported by the couch or the chair, and my backs of the thighs would be leaning against it as well. I actually just moved into this apartment, so I do not have a couch yet, but I'm looking forward to when I do. So I'm just going to use the wall here. And this is as good as any inversion. Getting the old blood to drain from the toes, from the legs. Kind of undoing the effects of gravity and letting that pool in our chest come back to our heart, where we can refresh the blood supply. And I invite you to close the eyes here. Notice your breath. Notice yourself being held by gravity. Notice which parts of your back are on the ground. And then bring your attention to the tips of your nostrils. Noticing the air come in and out. Not changing the natural rhythm of your breath. Just noticing. I'm gonna come down from the wall, but you can stay there. I'm just gonna check the time. See how we're doing time-wise. But keep your attention on the breath. Notice the slight temperature change. The air is a little cooler on the inhale. Then on the exhale, as you release it from your body. Notice the breath travel down your throat, your chest, and your belly. Then notice as the breath escapes through the nose, the throat, the chest, and then the belly. Notice on the inhale how the rib cage goes up and out. And on the exhale, how the rib cage goes down and in. Notice the soft rise of the belly on the inhale. And the softness of the belly as it goes down on the exhale. This is a great place to take Shavasana if you would like. Otherwise, I invite you to bend your knees if they're up against the wall. Bring your feet to the wall or to the couch. Shake your feet out a little bit if you need to. And then roll over onto one side into the fetal position. You can make your way to lying down in Shavasana. Grabbing any pillows or blankets that you might want. Bring a blanket or a couch cushion underneath the knees if the lower back is still tight. And then bringing the feet a little wider than the hips. Arms about 20 to 30 degrees away from your body. And then let your whole body sink into the ground. Again, the eyes closed or the gaze is soft. And then bring your attention to your right leg.
If you're in Shavasana, lift your right leg up 2 inches off the floor. Tense from the right toes to the right heel, to the right knee, to the right hip girdle. And then release. Lift your left leg up from the toes to the heel, to the left knee, to the left girdle. Tense the entire left leg up, and then release. Bring attention to your glutes. Squeeze your glutes together really tight, and then release. Then bring your awareness to your right arm. Ball your right hand up into a fist. Lift the whole arm off the ground 2 inches. Tensing from the fist to the elbow to the shoulder, and then release. Bring the attention to your left arm. Make a tight fist with your left arm. Lift the left arm off the ground, and then release. And then make a funny face, like you just ate half a lemon, like you ate something really sour. Scrunch your face up, furrow your eyebrows, scrunch your mouth, wrinkle your nose, and then release. And then let go of any breathing pattern that you've come into during practice. Let go of any effort. You don't have to do anything right now. In fact, the whole point of Shavasana is to do nothing. And you're welcome to stay here in Shavasana. If your legs were still at the wall, you're welcome to take Shavasana now. If you're ready to come out, take a big morning stretch. Lift the arms alongside the ears, point and flex the toes, and then roll over onto your favorite side and come into a fetal position. Coming into this position of beginning, this position we all begin life, the position that reminds us that we always have the chance to start anew. Using the strength of your top arm, push yourself up into a comfortable seat. And keeping the gaze soft or the eyes closed, bring your hands to your thighs and just notice the difference. Notice what feels different in your body. Notice what feels the same. And again, no judgment, just noticing. And then I want you to call to mind someone that you love. Someone you love dearly. And in your head, I want you to repeat, may you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be loved. Imagine this golden light begin to bubble up inside you, just at the bottom of the rib cage. And then send it out to this person that you love so much. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be loved. Let that golden light wrap this person in your embrace. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be loved. And then now I want you to shift your attention to someone you don't know very well. Maybe it's your barista or a coworker or someone you would just like to get to know a little better. And I want you to send them the same golden light. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be loved. And then when you're ready, I ask that you shift your consciousness to someone who may have wronged you in the past. Maybe this is someone you love dearly. Maybe it's someone who you just find a little bit annoying. See if you can send that same happiness, peace, and love to them. That same golden light. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be loved. And then when you're ready, I want you to return that golden light back to yourself. Let it glow, let it radiate from beneath your rib cage, and let it fill all the way into your fingertips, all the way into your toes. Let it fill you up to the brim, all the way to the crown of your head. And repeating, may I be happy, may I be at peace, may I be loved. Knowing that that same energy that we are so able and willing to give to others, we can also turn in onto ourselves. May I be happy, may I be at peace, may I be loved. And as that light fills you to the brim, can you let it spill out into the rest of the world, into the whole world, the entire planet, knowing that this love, this energy is not finite. It's not something that we have to store and hide away and keep to ourselves, but that this energy can be sent into the entire world. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be loved. May you be happy. May you be at peace. May you be loved. When you're ready, bring your hands to the center of your heart. Bow in gratitude to yourself, to those you love, and to your intention. Thank yourself for showing up this morning, coming onto the mat. And then when you're ready, slowly crack the eyes open, letting the light in. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. There are a lot of really wonderful programs that NAMI has prepared for you all. Again, it's such an honor to serve you guys in this way, and I hope that this practice was something that was able to relax you, maybe get you a little bit more open, a little bit more receptive for today. Again, you can find me on karagordon.com/yoga, or you can find me on Instagram at KAYESS Gordon. I hope to see you guys again, and let me know if you have any feedback. Namaste, yogis.